Good evening. I'm reading again this evening from the book Ain't You Got a Right to the Tree of Life. The people of Johns Island, South Carolina, their faces, their words, and their songs. And I'm going to read from words from Mrs. Septima Clark. And here's what she said. Septima Clark said this: "After I came back from Highlander, I decided I should get Esau Jenkins to go. I knew Esau Jenkins when he was a boy of 14 and came to my school to learn how to read. All his life, Esau devoted himself to improving conditions on Johns Island. He had a bus that he drove from Johns Island to Charleston and back, carrying tobacco workers and longshoremen to work. One morning, one of the women on the bus made him a proposal. 'I don't have much schooling, Esau,' she said to him, 'but I would like to be somebody. I'd like to hold up my head with other people. I'd like to be able to vote. Esau, if you'll help me a little when you have the time, I'll be glad to learn the laws and get qualified to vote. If I do, I promise you I'll register and I'll vote.' That appealed to Esau, and he agreed to help her. He had a portion of the South Carolina laws typed up, those that pertain to registration and voting, and he passed them out to the people who rode his bus. To those who could not read or could not understand the language of the law, he patiently explained the requirements. When he was waiting for his passengers to assemble, or when his bus arrived in town a few minutes early, he would discuss those laws with them. The woman who asked Esau Jenkins for help was Mrs. Alice Wine. She had a marvelous ability to memorize. She memorized the whole section of the Constitution that they were studying. Soon she was ready to go and be registered. While she was standing in line awaiting her turn, one of the women ahead of her, in reading a section of the Constitution, mispronounced a word. Immediately, Mrs. Wine pronounced it correctly. The registrar spoke out sharply, "No coaching, please." When it came her time, Mrs. Wine read every word perfectly by reciting from memory. She was given her registration certificate, and she was one happy soul. But Mrs. Wine was not satisfied. She really wanted to know how to read. She asked Esau if there was any kind of school where she could learn to read and write. After I came back from going to the Highlander Folk School in Tennessee for the first time, I decided that I should get Esau to go. We went up there and found that many people could talk to him and give him help. Miles Horton had been in Charleston to try to get people to come up to Highlander. Now, through Esau Jenkins, he had a way to reach people. One Christmas, Miles went down there with his children and spent the whole Christmas season just walking around the island and talking. He stayed in the Jenkins house, and the people really enjoyed him. Miles had a way of speaking to people that made them become endeared to him. Miles Horton always told people about the injustices that were there, that they had not seen. He said, "Now you know, any day I can go back with my own people and not have to endure these things. But you have to live with them always. I want you to see if you can get to the place where you can register and vote. You need to think about what you can do for these children that are coming along." The words of Mrs. Septima Clark. After I came back from Highlander, I decided Esau Jenkins should go. From the Revelation to John. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb. On either side of the river is the tree of life, with its 12 kinds of fruit, and the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations.
Tell all tree of life.
To the tree of life.
Oh, ain't you got a right?